Hello everyone. So today our group will present assignment 4. So first we start with the multiple choice question. The first question, what is the main goal of memory management in an operating system? So the answer is B, to allocate and manage memory efficiently.
So next, question number 2, which of the following memory management techniques leads to internal fragmentation? So the answer is C, fixed partitioning.
Which memory management scheme divides memory into equal fixed size blocks? The answer is paging.
So what is the main purpose of virtual memory in operating system? So the answer will be B, to allow programs to run without worrying about physical memory limitations.
Next question is, what is the term for when the CPU spend most of its time sweeping page in and out rather than executing instruction? So the answer is B, thrashing.
So the last question for MCQ, which of the following is a page replacement algorithm? So the answer is B, least recently used.
So for the fill in the blank questions, the memory management technique that allow process to be divided into variable size section is called segmentation.
The second question, in the fixed partitioning, memory is divided into partitions of equal or different sizes, and each partition can hold only one process.
The third question, the technique used to reduce external fragmentation by shifting processes in memory so that they are contiguous is called compaction.
So for the fourth question, the concept that processes tend to access a small portion of memory repeatedly over a short period of time is known as locality of reference.
For the fifth questions, the page displacement policy determines when a page should be brought into memory.
For the sixth question is, LAN is used to store recently accessed space table address to speed up memory address translation. So the answer is the translation loop side buffer, ALB.
Okay, so for the matching question, paging, the characteristic is divides memory into fixed size blocks.
Segmentation is dividing memory into variable size logical segments.
And then for fixed partitioning, the characteristic is leads to internal fragmentation.
Next, dynamic partitioning, the characteristic is leads to external fragmentation.
Buddy system, which splits memory into power of two blocks.
So for the paging, it will be divides memory into fixed size blocks.
The segmentation is divide memory into variable size block.
Page fork occurs when a requested page is not in memory.
Question is excessive paging, causing performance degradation.
And TLB, the characteristic is high-speed cache for page table entries.
So next, move on to subjective question. Question number 1, list and briefly explain the 5 principal requirements for memory management. So the first answer is relocation. Relocation is the processes can be moved during execution. Next, protection. It prevents processes from accessing each other's memory. The third one is sharing. It enables multiple processes to share memory. And the last one is logical organization. It supports structured memory using modules. The last one is physical organization. It manages the gap between fast CPU and slower memory.
For the question 2, briefly explain the concept of paging and segmentation as well as their key differences in memory management. So for the paging, it divides memory into fixed size blocks to avoid external fragmentation. So it happens in physical storage. And then for the segmentation, it divides the memory into variable size vertical segments like data or codes, and also in logical memory.
Question 3 is, explain the advantage of paging over partitioning in memory management. For the first one, the advantage is paging avoid external fragmentation by dividing memory into fixed size blocks that fit into frame evenly. So the second is, it simplifies allocation because page can be placed in any available frame.
Question 4, briefly explain the basic definition and purpose of virtual memory. So the first one, virtual memory allows execution of processes not entirely in physical memory by using this as an extension of RAM. So this helps enable large programs and multitasking.
For the question 5, the system is experiencing a high number of page faults and performance has escalated significantly. What is this situation called and how can it be mitigated? So this situation is called threading. We can mitigate this situation by increasing RAM to reduce page swapping frequently and lower page fault rates. We also can reduce multi-programming to reduce competition and page faults. What is the first request that we fail? Okay, nak cari fail. In the following string of requests due to lack of available memory. System with 1 megabyte equal to 1024 kilobyte. So for the first request, it require 150 kilobyte memory. So if we want to search for the allocation of the memory, we have to use 2 to the power of k greater than or equal to 150k kilobyte. Which one that can occupy 150 kilobyte here? So 64 cannot, 64 disk cannot, 128 cannot, 256 can occupy 150k. So 256 kilobyte will be allocated for 150 kilobyte. So for the first request, it allocate at 256 kilobyte. So we mark here. For the second request, it wants 50 kilobyte. So 2 to the power of k greater than or equal to 50 kilobyte. So 50 kilobyte can be allocated at 64. E2 we can allocate here. This is free, and this is free. The request to the power of k greater than or equal to 80 kilobyte. We can allocate 80 kilobyte at 128. So for the fourth request, to the power of k greater than or equal to. So before we can allocate here, the fifth request, to the power of k greater than or equal to 70 kilobyte. We divide 256 here into two parts, which is 128, 128. So we allocate here, allocate 6 requests to the power of k greater than or equal to 90 kilobyte. 128 kilobyte we allocate here. The seventh request, 120 kilobyte. So to the power of k greater than or equal to 120 kilobyte. 64 left. No
Allocation.
available space left. What occur here? So for calculating internal fragmentation, we go back to the first one. So there is 106 kilobyte internal fragmentation. For the second request, so the space here is 64, but we only allocate 50 kilobytes. So internal fragmentation 64 minus 50. So 14 kilobyte internal fragmentation. So for the third request, space dia 128, but we only allocate 80 kilobyte here. So 128 minus 80, we get
48.
48 kilobyte of internal fragmentation. So for the P4, available space is 256, but we only allocate 180 kilobyte. So internal fragmentation 256 minus 180. So the answer is the fifth request, available space is 128, but we only allocate 70 kilobyte. So 128 minus 70, 58 kilobyte internal fragmentation. For the P6, available space is 128, but we only allocate 90 kilobyte. 128 minus 90, 38. Internal fragmentation for the sixth request is 38. So for the seventh request, there are no space allocated for the seventh request. So no internal fragmentation, no allocation. So we pass. This is for internal fragmentation. So for the external fragmentation, external fragmentation is the whole. Okay, if we look at here, which one that we do not allocate any request? Okay, 64, right? Okay, this is called whole. Whole equal to external fragmentation. 64 kilobyte.
On a system using dynamic partitioning, assume memory is allocated as specified in figure below before additional requests for 20k, 25k, and 10k in order are received. Determine which host would be allocated to each of the memory requests using the following schemes by fill in the appropriate answer in the empty space. So in this question, we need to allocate 3 memory requests, which is 20k, 25k, and 10k. First policy that the question asks is first fit policy. So first fit policy, scan memory from top and place the request in the first hole that fits. So the first request is 20 kilobyte and the first hole is 22 kilobyte. So we check if the hole is have enough space for the request that we have. So the first hole in memory is 20K and it is enough for the first request. So we place the request there.
For request 25 kilobyte, we need to start again from the first step, which is 22K minus with 20K. So the remaining first is 2K. So we need to check for the whole 2K. It is too small for 25K. So the next one hole is bigger than 2K is hole 15K, which is too small also, which so that it cannot fit in that hole. Next hole is hole 20K. It also too small. And the hole that it fit is hole 40K is big enough. So it will be assigned there, allocated to hole 40K. And next, request for 10K. We will start from the top again, which is hole 2K. So hole 2K, it cannot fit the 10K. The next one is hole 15K, which is big enough. So it will be assigned there.
Okay, so for next fit, instead of us starting from the beginning, we have to look at the last placement use 30K thing. So we start after that point. So the three holes that are available will be the 40K hole, the 45K hole, and the 25K hole. The hole for the 20 kilobit request would be the 40K hole.
For the next 25K, 45K will be allocated to the 45K. For the 10 KB requested memory, 25K will be allocated to it.
Best fit is you must choose the entire memory and pick the smallest hole that can satisfy the request. The first hole is 20K, so it's not the best fit for the 20K. We go to the second hole is 50K, the smaller than 20 KB, not the best fit for the 20 KB. So we move the third hole is 20K, so the 20 KB is best fit the 20K.
So for the 25K bits, the best fit is hole 25.
So for the 10 kilobyte, the suitable hole for the 10 kilobyte is 15 kilobyte.
Question 3. On a system using simple segmentation, each process will have a segment table. Compute the physical address of the given virtual address below. If the address generates a segment fault, please indicate so. So the first question, segment 2 and offset 5.2. So first, we need to check if the offset is valid. If it is valid, we need to calculate the physical address. The segment number is 2 and the offset is 5.2. From the segment table, we know that the base is 5500 and the length is 5.2. So the offset must be less than the length. But in this question, the offset is equal to the length, so it is not valid. So this question indicates a segment fault because it exceeds the allowed range.
For B, the segment number is 1 and the offset is 64. So the offset is less than the length, does not produce a segment fault. So we will add the offset with the base and that will become the physical address.
And then for the C, since 1023 is less than the length, and then we can proceed with the physical address.
D, the segment is 0, and for the offset 128, the offset is less than the length, so we can plus with the base. So 300, 300, 3000 plus 128. So we got the answer 3128.
So we start with the reference 1, 0, and 2. The first three reference 1, 0, and 2 are not page fault because these are the initial field and the memory is not full yet.
Okay, so for page number 3, for fragment 1, we put 3. Fragment 2, we put 0. Fragment 3, we put 2. So there is page fault. Okay.
The fourth segment for number 4, using the first in and first out method, the number that we have to substitute is 0. So the numbers in the fragment will be 3, 4, and 2. And page fault will occur because we replace 0 with 4. And for the next number, which is 2, there is no page fault because 2 is already present in the fragment. So we will not need to substitute it into the table.
So as we can see at the frame, there is no number 0 in the tree of the frame. So we look at the first in of the data, which is number 2. So that we have to replace the number 2 with the current data, which is 0. So the frame now will be 3 and 4 and 0. And then number 1, as you can see in the frame, number 3 is the first in of the data. So it will be replaced with the number 1. So the frame will look like 1, and then 4, and then 0. So both of these numbers will occur in the page fault.
Number 4 already in the blend, so it doesn't have a page fault. So we go through a number 3. Using a method first in, first out, we replace number 4 with the number 3, so the page fault is occur.
0. So 0 is already exists in the table. So no page fault occur. And then for the page 2, using the first in first out method, we replace the 0 with 2. And because of that, page fault occur.
So the total number of page fault for FIFO algorithm is 6.
And the second one is least recently used algorithm, LRU. The same as before, we start with reference 1, 0, and 2, but these are not page fault because these are the initial field and the memory is not full yet.
So next for page number 3. Page number 3, we look back. We look at 102, which are least recently used. So the least recently used is 1. So we place 3 in. We change 1 with 3. So frame 1 we got 3, frame 2 we got 0, frame 3 we got 2. So that is page fault occurred.
So for number 4, the least recently used number is 0. So we will replace 0 and substitute 4 into the segment and into the fragment table, and page fault occurs. And for number 2, since number 2 is already present in the table, we will not need to substitute anything.
Moving on to the number 0. As we can see, the recent frame is 342. So the number 3 is the least recently used. Then we replace with the number 3 with the number 0. So the page fault occurred. And then the number 1, as you can see also, the number 4 is also the least recently used. So it will be replaced with the number 1. And the frame will look like 0, 1, and 2. And then the page fault will occur.
So we go through the number 4. So the number 4 is replaced with 2 because 2 is recently used. So the page fault is occur. And go to the number 3. So number 3 is replaced with 0 because the least recently used is 0. So the page fault is occur.
Okay, so for the number 0, so 1 is least recently used, so we substitute it with 0, and then we move on to number 2. As you can see, the least recently used is number 4, so we substitute it with 2. So page fault occur.
So the total page fault for LRU algorithm is 8.
And then the last one is optimal replacement. It is the same as LRU and FIFO. The first 3 references, 1, 0, and 2, are not page fault because this is the initial field and the memory is not full yet.
So for page number 3, for optimal replacement, we see the numbers in front of 3 with number 102, which numbers are farthest. So number 1 is the farthest from number 0 and 2. So we replace 1 with 3. So fragment 1 got 3, fragment 2 got 0, fragment 3 got 2. So page fault occurred.
So for page number 4, the between number 3, 0, and 2, the furthest number is 3. So we will replace 3 and substitute 4 into the fragment. So the numbers in the fragment will be 4, 0, and 2, and page fault will occur. So for page 2, no replacement will be needed because 2 is already present in the fragment.
So for the number 0, as you can see, there is already number 0 in the frame. So there's no need to be replaced. And then for the number 1, there's no number 1 in the frame. So now we use the optimal replacement policy, which we look at the near future of the data. There will be the number 2 of the optimal using of the frame. So we replace it with the number 1. So the frame will look like 401. And of course, the page occur will be the page fault will be occur. Okay, next.
So we go through the number 4. So number 4 is already in the column. So page fault is not occur. And we go through the number 3. We replace the number 1 with the number 3 because the automatic replacement is number 1 doesn't have another side. So page fault is occur.
to number 0. So as you can see, number 0 is already in the frame. So no optical replacement. And then for the number 2, we replace it with number 4 because we're using the optical replacement algorithm. So page 4 occur.
So the total number of page fault for optimal replacement is 5.
And that's all from us. Thank
That's
you.
all from us. Thank you.